been a while. It's the last day of 2024, and I figure I'd do an update on the Mini. She's still here. She got a new exhaust because there was a huge hole in the exhaust. New wheels and tires. Oh, get out of the glare. Been in storage for the last 2 or 3 months, but drives totally different now. For better and worse. It needs an alignment in a bad way. So in the spring, it's going to go for an alignment to a specialist that can manually align the car, because it's kind of all over the place and it has all kinds of aftermarket shocks and adjusters on it. So we should be able to adjust the camber and everything, and it's outside of my wheelhouse. That's an art in of itself. So I'll have the professionals do that, and I'll also have them go through the motor and make sure everything's good. It feels like it runs great, but I don't want to go racing around and then have the motor pop. So that's that. And then the fire truck. The fire truck is my daily, and it's been great. It's a little dirty because he has to live outside, but in the spring we will polish her up again. But it's a great vehicle. It's so much fun. Not fun like in the fast sense, but just fun. I showed Raymond how to do that. He got a lot of views on limp mode, which a lot of these trucks have. And I gotta say, the shifter flopping over, as silly as it sounds, it actually works out really well. I have a storage unit, or basically anywhere I have to go to that has a coded gate where I have to lean over and plug in a code. Well, now I slide over the seat. In a mini truck, it's easy, or in the Mini Cooper, it's easy. You just reach over. It's not that wide. But in this bad boy, I can't get out of the truck, put the code in, get back in the truck, and make it through the gate in time. So to throw this guy over in limp mode and then slide over, put in my code, and then slide back, still a bit of a pain in the ass, but I'm able to do it. And I got my snow gear back here, and I still have all my speakers and stuff. Speakers are working out great under the seat. It's not the greatest sound system in the world, but it does the job. And the back is still clean. I threw some fluid film and whatnot on it for the winter. But I love this truck. I've attempted to sell it a couple times and I just can't. I can't part with it. So these are the 2 cars at the moment. And now we have a plan. One thing I did not get a chance to do when I put this away is to drive and take a video with the steering all adjusted. So I'll probably make a video that's both an overview and then the steering column adjustment. So a few months ago when I first got it, I found that the steering wheel was way too high for my liking, which is a common complaint in these minis. So I put the adjuster, a little lowering link, which is in there somewhere. You actually can't even see it. There it is. That's the lowering link. You can't even see it unless you're under the car. Got it off of eBay. Works great. And I did not have to goof around with the airbag or any of that. So drivability, I can now see my gauges. This is about where I'm sitting. Where before the steering wheel was like up here and I was always peering up over. So I'm getting older and I can't really make out the gauges like I used to. So it's still not like I can read them much, but it's a heck of a lot better. And let's go for a little drive. All right, we're going to try doing this like the 5th time. I've filmed the driving portion of this video multiple times and it always seems to stop recording. So we'll try it one more time. We're going to take advantage of the fact that it's a beautiful day out. So like I said, the alignment is off. So I gotta be careful driving it too hard. And the tires are soft. Soft in a good way. They're racing tires. They're kind of like motorcycle tires where you need to let them heat up. The other thing that annoys me with this car is the signal is over here. Usually the signal is by the windows. That's what I've learned with the K vehicles, at least. You know, rule of thumb in these cars, any cars, the signal seems to be on your window side, be it American or Japanese. This, they put it in here, so I have to take my hand off the shifter to put a signal on. And I am generally not an a-hole, and I like to use my signals. So that's how that rolls. This car is a lot of fun to drive. It's not as refined as a Japanese car. The Beat was way more refined as far as shifting and smooth, but this drives more like an antique, but it's still high revving. And you actually feel it kick out from under you. I feel like I'm doing 35 miles an hour right now, but this is actually about 65 miles an hour. I'm rolling at 105 kilometers an hour. So it's fast. It's way faster than it feels. If the alignment was all in check, it would drive way smoother and handle smoother. But it's still really good. And back to the point of the steering, I can see my gauges clearly. Before I would have been like this, trying to see what was going on. The other thing is the former owner had a lot of accessories and definitely took care of this car. I'm pretty sure I have seat brackets to extend how far back I can move the seat. So I sit very far back. I'm 5'9", 220 pounds. I gotta lose some weight. So the car's getting a little tight. Shifting is, there's so much, you gotta go way over. It's only a 4-speed. Where on the Japanese cars, it's like everything's really tight and close. This is a true H. It's far. It's a lot of swing. But the seating position's very comfortable. And the shifter too, right by my thigh. I thought I'd want a special shifter, short shift kit, or the kind like the gooseneck that angles back. But it actually is in a convenient spot. And you spend so little time in first gear, or really second gear for that matter, in this car. You're just usually cruising in fourth. Right now I'm at 80 kilometers an hour, so I'm probably about 40. As far as road noise, it's not too loud in here. The exhaust isn't obnoxiously loud. But you do hear all the sand and stuff hitting the bottom of the car. There's not a ton of sand on the road, but you do hear the imperfections of the road. I don't know where this person's going, if they're going to go this year or they're going to wait for the new year to actually start their journey. This may be a time for me to start testing out the horn. Oh, no, they're going for it. Trying to give them some room. Like I said, this car, you don't think you're going as fast as you're actually going. The seats are super comfortable. Really, my only complaint is my knee jams into the window crank a little bit. But again, if I lose a couple pounds, I'll be a lot more comfortable in here. The thing I really enjoy about this car too is you can drive it very relaxed, poke around, you're not in a race, or you can go balls to the wall, high RPM, really lean into it. Like I said, in the spring, I want to get the alignment. I want to have the mechanic take a look at the engine, make sure everything looks good before I really hammer on it. Not that I plan on hammering on it, but drive liberally. So, but compared to my Beat, I get more people taking pictures of this thing. And the other thing with the Beat, I loved the Beat. It drove so well. It was very refined. But when you're in the Beat, the driver's side seat is wider than the passenger side seat. So when you sat in a Honda Beat, you almost felt like you were sitting in a Honda Civic. Like you forgot that you were in a little car. In this, I am in a Mini, and you do not forget you are in a Mini when you are in a Mini. It's small, it's tiny. So that whole quirkiness isn't just an external aesthetic, it's the inside too. You never forget what you're in, and which to me makes it that much more fun. Something like the fire truck. The fire truck isn't super small, but for what it is on the smaller side. And you know that on the outside, but once you're in it, you feel like you're in a huge dump truck. You feel like you're in this massive thing, but it's not massive. This is the exact opposite. You never forget you are in a tiny car. We have some twisties up here, assuming nobody turns. I'm doing like, about 60. The Beat, I never slowed down for turns. This you have to slow down because you could lose control. However, again, with the whole alignment thing, and it's time for her to go away for another few months. We will disconnect the battery, tuck her in to the shed, because that's how we roll. Boom. And this is why I have little cars, because I can store them in the shed next to the mower. That's all she wrote.